Hello, my friends. Today is a big topic after Shabbat. It's hard to take. Would you like to know what this is? It's really good. I'm not, I'm just having this. So today is a big topic. When it turned itself off. So I'm done with that. I was talking with my daughter today, or Saturday, if you get me right, the 16th of July, Shabbat. We went on the golf course in order to pick some balls. And we were talking about life, more in general terms. We like to philosophize with each other in a kind of way. And I had this, I'm talking about void. If you can see here, void. And it's kind of mind-blowing when you go deep into that kind of issue. Because we know that we can't see God, and it's hard to take. It's a lack of knowledge, and that's how it is. And we were talking about gravity, the vacuum and gravity. I think God, let, let me rephrase it in a way that even I can understand, that God went absent, left a void. And what is the purpose of leaving us out? What is the purpose? The void that is left behind. And if we can refer something more than a person, something more than before the void, if we can think of something in that perspective, because every matter, I have been touching on this all the time, every matter contains of this void, and this void make up the force that is holding it together. And you may prove me wrong. I would love to hear the dispute of this philosophy or theory, more of a theory, because I think the void in every matter, in the space, is the absence of God. And if we continue that thought into next level, we can't really put our finger to what makes gravity. So the gravity, we think that the more mass it have, the more gravity. And I think, be honest with me when you give me a certain reply on this. the matter isn't the gravity, not the density of the matter. Because if that was the fact, it is it it couldn't be dense. The void that is in the matter is there as a gravity, because when God left, if you follow the explanation, if we say that God left it, God left the matter, and after God went away, it was kind of a void that was left behind. And the void after God's appearance, now God is lost. It's kind of lost because we can't see him. But if we go into this kind of thought process, I think that the void represent the God. And when there is void, when there is a vacuum, I would refer to void as a vacuum, because it's kind of missing some matter. It's missing something. If you go into the matter of everything, go into the molecule and atoms and so on, you will find that where is the matter? The matter is vaporizing all over. You can't pinpoint. It's all electrons and photons. And the lack of that matter that maybe represent God is the vacuum. The vacuum in space is what the gravity is all about. Because if it's a vacuum, there have to be a force that if this was some kind of vacuum hole, everything around that vacuum will be so concentrated. It will be so dense in a way that everything that is regarding these atoms, molecules, photons and electrons will gravitate to this vacuum. And how does matter connect with each other? It's because of the vacuum. You may prove me wrong, my friend. I'm just a novice to this, but I believe that this is the core of everything. It's a bit. I try to oversimplify this, and I may do something wrong, because it's kind of enigmatic, the whole thing. But I believe that if we can materialize it, if you remove some matter in a building, for example, that is holding the building up, it will gravitate. Everything will gravitate into this space, the focal point of this center. And I want to broaden the picture a bit, because I think it's very necessary. I think just to bring some new horizons to this. It's all in physics. I have no deeper explanations to the physics. because it's on a level that I can't. But I think the main the foundation of physics, that every atom, if you can hold up something like a lighter or something, it doesn't, the matter doesn't float all around. It is condensed in this frame. It's condensed. And so is this. Even this smoke. It will, after lighting it up, be vaporized. Now it's in thin air. And that's the density of the cigarette. I don't want to advertise cigarettes, but it's how it is. And I want to say something deeper, on a deeper level, on more psychological level, because I think in some cases we have this vacuum. I don't want to call it void, because void is something I want to associate with something different, with every entity. It is void. But the vacuum that may hold things together, because there is a spatial whole, there is a spatial non-existing matter. And if we remove, for example, in a community, for example, in a religious community, we remove the pastor, we remove an important member, we remove maybe the building, maybe anything. We remove it, and now, how does it go with you? In the society, we can remove the king, we can remove the president, we can remove the human rights, we can remove so much. But what will we replace that vacuum with? I think if we remove, for example, a pastor, there will be potential new pastors. If the density around that vacuum is so high that it's only driven by its own force. And I think it's quite profoundly true that density that you may feel. For example, if you have a loved one that passed away, it will obviously be a vacuum of that person. And some vacuums are more maybe important, the importance of that vacuum. It's a self-contradictory statement, but it bears sense, because I know someone that lost her or his friend, and that left a big vacuum in her or his life. And everything that had to do with her or his life is vacuumed around this missing soul. It's hard to take. You don't, maybe you don't even open up to anybody else but this specific person. It can be so hard to trust that someone else can really replace that person in your life. That he or she may have this ability to see you in the way that he that left saw you. Maybe that's a vacuum of high importance, that you keep that vacuum inside, living, because no one should replace certain persons. As we Christians see it, the Messiah left. Jesus left the building, and we wait for his return. And that's kind of a vacuum of itself, because even today, where people are secularized, where people are have lost many deep values of the Christianity, even they seem to be missing the Messiah. And even the Jews that are talking about the Messiah for more than 100,000 years, I don't know, it has been a long time. Obviously, the Messiah represents that vacuum. So every act for a Christian is for the Messiah to return, to fill that vacuum. And why does people become religious or believers and so on? I think to the deepest heart of that is that there is a vacuum that is interfering with our consciousness, our awareness, our inner spirit of longing for something, that we gravitate to certain people, certain things, certain... So I think that the message today could be a moral message, like, what are you really gravitating to? What is your void? I think to be aware of what is my void, what is my vacuum, what am I really missing in my life? And I talked with my daughters, and we were talking about achieving something. And I said to them that I think we need to build a vacuum in order to achieve. Because without the vacuum, the matter will float all over, my friend. The matter will be in no reach of you. Nothing will be tangible and knowable. Nothing will be of any importance. But if you build a vacuum, something bear importance of that. Because of that vacuum. It's kind of makes sense that you are driving yourself forward into the future. You believe in time. That's the main point here. You believe in time because the time in itself is a certain vacuum. It's a enigmatic notion that time exists, and if you have this driving force of beginning from the vacuum, that something, someone, something are missing in your life, you will go ahead in that direction. People that doesn't have any aim, they don't know their place. They have no spiritual background. They have no spiritual we call it something here like let me take a Google search on that. We call it ground contact. We call it ground contact, the connection with our reality. So I think people that are praying to God in a way, or searching for some meaning in life, but their vacuum, their what can I say, the center of their gravity. You see, we say that we need a guiding star for our life, but people are replacing lack of someone with the need of buying stuff. It's let me Google that too. It's kind of you crave for things when you are missing a person. I think that is missing the point altogether. In order to fill the vacuum of a person, you have to be open about yourself. You have to be honest about yourself. If you miss someone, you need to tell them, I miss you. I miss you. I don't miss so much my items. I don't miss so much that I can get for money. I only miss you. You are the only thing in my life. There can be a vacuum together with people that even you love. There is an empty space because there is no telling. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about what you are gravitating to. The gravitation is somewhat taken advantage over our need, our selfish need. We have some selfish needs. Yes, we have. It's the gravity within that we have this need to get things, to fill our void, to fill our empty space, to fill our vacuum. We can't hear enough, we can't see enough, we can't eat or taste enough, we can't smell enough. So all the time we use our senses in order to get some kind of satisfaction. And that is, if you see into the eye, it's a vacuum there. It's a hole, black hole. It's quite interesting because they have found a black hole, several black holes in the space. And that is so moving, it's so intriguing. And to fill our mouth, it's a black hole there too. And to fill our nose and ears, it's all a black hole in every part of the human being, even in the skin, the deepest pores. Let me Google that. Deepest holes in our skin. We have this crave over something. We need the touch of each other. We need some satisfaction. And I think God, in all his greatness and wisdom, left that vacuum of himself so that we in the end understand that all our needs, all our craving, all what we need and can be filled with is all about him. He makes me satisfied. He makes up the empty vacuum in my life. You can transfer it to people. That maybe you are so disappointed in people because you have this vacuum. You have this vacuum because you are not able to give what you want, and they are not able to receive what you want to give. And that's okay. That's okay. I can't dispute that. That is how it is. And I think you can overcome that with just be aware of what you are all about. Your fulfillment is to give love, but also to receive. I don't know what more to say. It has been an empty space of words. I can't fill every word with meaning, and I hope I leave you out there with an empty space, with a vacuum of some kind of void, that you feel this dense, even more dense than before, more strong force, that you are craving for more of what you really need to fill that void inside. The void inside you is the opportunity for God, for friends, for good intentions. Not only good intentions, but good acts. You can fill your void with being good, with doing good. How beautiful is that? How beautiful life can be when you just can do good to those that want to receive your love and attention, affection, and all that you can give. It's so nice when that is happening. So, my friends, it's all a big night out there. The night is that vacuum of tomorrow. The light will fill the vacuum of the night. And we know that in God there is light. In them we can't fill our vessel with matter. It is what people do today. They think that filling my void, my empty vessel, my girlfriend said something beautiful about that. Only an empty vessel can be filled by God. Wow, that's so beautiful. And I want to use that occasion to say, only the light from God, which is in you too. I don't claim to be the light of God. Who am I? I just want to do this, to empty the empty vessel. It's best filled with light, not matter, but oil, olive oil, that can be a blessing for everyone, can be that wine that is for us to celebrate life, celebrate the light inside. And I think in the Bible it's also when they went around Jericho, they filled their empty vessel with light. And when you put a candlelight in some empty vessel, it has this glorious shine to it. So my friends out there, don't despair. Just fill your empty vessel with light. Light is the good intentions, good acts, and being good. Do good. And that is all from Hashem. It's all from God.